You mentioned the church will not be receiving donations or whatever investments in destructive industries. Does it include the biggest companies in the Philippines, which are also the number one carbon polluters? I am referring to the power companies.
Uh, well, uh, we have listed, those industries and companies, and we are also in a process of dialogue with them. I'd like you to hear also from Bishop Jerry Alminasa about
Can
it.
I just
Yes.
propound my follow-up question para matubag na lang? Does it include accepting CSR funds from these companies?
Okay.
Corporate social responsibility.
Okay, thank you so much. Um, from since the time we published the pastoral letter in 2019 and followed up in 2022, where we articulated this decision as a way of really implementing the what Pope Francis has explained in Laudato Si, no? The care for our common home and also at the same time to care for the poor among us. We started to devise a scorecard to help us to aid us identify first of all among financial institutions, mainly banks, uh, that have investments or giving loans to these industries that are harming our environment. And for the last 2 3 years already, we have published these scorecards, and that is available. No. Meanwhile, while we have done that, we are constantly in dialogue with those who are willing to dialogue with us. Because we are also depositors, some of us have shares, stockholders in some of these banks. So we use our being shareholders and depositors to dialogue with them, asking them to come up with policies that would help us uh, walk the talk. In 2022, we made it clear that without an explicit policy that they are moving away from fossil fuels, namely coal and gas, then by 2025, we will be forced to withdraw our savings, our investments from these banks. Now, regarding companies, we are still in the process of finalizing the lists. Of course, that would include some of the things that you were alluding to. Um, if we have proof that they are really indeed engaged in anti-life activities that would be harmful to the environment. But we do this in fairness to them by first dialoguing with them, and we gave the cutoff date of 2025. If at that time there is no clear policy, there is no we will not there's no intent to really stop doing because we don't have enough time anymore. No, I mean the science IPCC UN has said that we have this goal of 2030. So, and even in the last COP in Dubai, COP 28, they already made a decision to transition away from fossil fuels. And so we are trying to abide with this because this is really concretely a way of caring for our common home, which is really for not only for our generation, but for the generation to come.
Let me just add that when Bishop Jerry mentions about our investments, uh, he is using the word our in a corporate sense because they are not our personal investments as bishops. They are the investments of our institutions. We are running institutions, and the resources of our institution do not belong to us personally. They belong to the church in the name of the Roman Catholic bishop of this or that diocese. And those resources remain. So you can imagine the number of churches in the Philippines, the number of parishes, the number of Catholic schools. Those are resources. And sometimes we also have, liquid resources to invest. And when we say we, our institutions do. And that's the context of Bishop Cherry.
Can I have one more follow-up?
Sorry, with regard to the donations, if you know, if you know of any bishop or diocese that is probably accepting donations from, specific businesses or industries that you know to be involved in, businesses that are destructive of the environment or extractive mining, in other words, you can bring them to our attention because the individual bishop might not be aware of it. So we can do our part in calling their attention. Thank you.